Hello everybody and welcome to another ARKHAM video where we have a new taboo list. That's right, it's been 1 year and we got a taboo list. So I think it's a pretty safe assumption that we'll get a taboo list every year now.
I thought it was never coming out.
I actually, honestly, it was the biggest surprise. There was just like new taboo list dropped and I was like, what the hell? That's great.
Yeah.
So we got a bunch of changes. I got them all here as we're going to just kind of briefly touch on them and give any thoughts or opinions we have.
Yeah, this is a rare first impressions from Bryn and I. Neither of us knew this existed until like right now. So
why don't we dive in, and we're going to start by a bunch of cards were actually unchained from this one that were previously chained. So the following cards have they've been all returned to their printed XP cost. So there's no more chain on any of these cards. Here, let me make this bigger.
Are they like mutated at all, or are they just...
No, just as is. Just as is, trying back it as printed again, which I'm curious to see because...
Like, higher education is still clearly the best one.
It is good. Like, it's still, like, so damn good. But, like...
No.
Like, I'm really curious to see how it is now with, like, a full card pool. Because I assume these taboo lists are for the people who, like, play hard and, like, play with everything.
Well, the last time I played Rex with chains and higher education, it was still extremely good. It provided 4 people's worth of clues every turn.
But Rex is still... He's a little bit mutated still.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
By mutated, you mean definitely misprinted.
Yeah, that's the only way to play them.
Yes.
I can't imagine what that deck would do without being mutated.
I mean, like, I'm happy to see Switchblade back down to 2. It's not actually that good. It's just like Knots and Tony, but you know what's Knots and Tony? Friggin' everything.
Yeah.
I didn't actually know Switchblade was chained.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like an extra XP, but it was kind of like, why? Like, we don't need this.
2 feels very reasonable for it.
Yeah, like, two's a good place for it to sit, I think. I'm glad to see Streetwise no longer punishing every other rogue for Preston's sins.
Yep.
Because it's not actually, like, it's good, but it's not.
Chain Impression was out though.
No, it was like the taboo that was after his release.
Yeah.
Really? I thought.
And he was like the only one that it was like super.
Well, him and Jenny, which also kind of falls a similar spot, but.
Yeah, I mean, if something's good in Jenny, I don't think that's a reason to make it worse because Jenny is bad.
Yeah.
So.
And even like Scrapper too, right? Where it's just like.
Yeah, it's just fine.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, like, obviously still like higher education is bonkers, but I like them at least removing it so we can just see what happens, and then they can be like, wait a minute, slow down.
They say why? Or they just released the...
They just said that...
And they were like, here you go.
There was like brief descriptions for it, and it was kind of just like that they feel like with the card pool now, it's like they're probably going to be fine. Worth like see how it goes. But I'm curious to see how it is, because like... It's one of those things where in our Discord people were saying that like I don't see higher education played, but higher education probably wasn't played that commonly because it cost 6 XP, right?
Also, I thought it cost 8.
No, it
cost 8 the first time.
Yeah, then they brought it to 6,
and then they were like, "Hey, let's make this."
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think
it's also
like
really boring, to be fair.
Yes,
I think 6 is like a good place for higher education to sit if like stick to the plan is 6, because I think
they're very similar.
Yeah, like this is also very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it just kind of shows up. The other 2 are kind of like, well, there is a real price here.
I'm happy with both.
With resources.
With them being.
Yeah. But like not resource for like guts. You're paying resource for half of one.
Yeah,
and
that's
like
fair.
Streetwise is a better rate, but also like a higher cost of entry.
Yeah, the 5 cards in hand being like the restriction to get twice the benefit.
Yeah, it's just like what?
Comical.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You ever try playing one of them yellow investigators before?
They don't draw. They don't draw cards. They don't
really
hold cards at hand.
They're really bad at putting cards into their hand.
Yeah.
Well, it's tough because your deck is actually difficult. Your deck's full of good cards. You want to play them all.
Yeah. All right. Now we have a bunch of other chains and unchains. So the following things have been changed. Oh, sorry. The Pathfinder, I already made a mistake. This is supposed to be... Oh, no, this is right. Okay. Pathfinder is now only +1 instead of 2 XP for the change. Sharpshooter went down to 2 XP. The Hunt inscription on Runic Axe now costs 2 experience.
Yeah, that's fair.
2.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah. And then Shadowlight is now 2 XP for chain. Pretty simple.
I feel like I would rather see the hunt inscription be like only if you're not engaged with an enemy.
Yeah. So you actually have to like hunt.
Yeah, because like the really silly stuff is like when you're engaged with an enemy and you're like, I'm going to attack and then move into a different location with 2 other guys and then deal damage to all of them.
Yeah.
Or even just like you have to be targeting an enemy at an adjacent location with the thing. You can't just like be, I'm going to hunt and like I don't want to be standing here anymore, but it's like this guy that I'm still killing anyway.
Yeah, no, it's just my gut thought though, without looking
Yeah.
at like how this gimps other. I guess it just limits you to take one less inscription.
Yes, yeah,
But
that's
whatever.
good point. I mean, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, and also the sharpshooter one. Like once again, I thank you for trying, but I don't think it's like enough to make it. It doesn't solve the problem with sharpshooter, but it does get you in your deck earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like if
Sharpshooter's
sharpshooter
still
was
bad.
level 0, I'm not sure I would play it.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate not wanting to take drastic steps except with yellow cards.
I mean, no, this is actually probably
But,
fine. Like the -1 XP probably balances out with paying like this experience you can put in the friends in low places to find it because it's a talent now. You
Yeah.
actually have a way
Yeah.
to search for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That might be pretty
Maybe.
simple. Like that gets you. I think that gets you the one that looks at 9 instead of 6.
Probably.
Maybe.
I have the power to check.
I don't even know what green cards do, but
No, we'll see.
Pathfinder's fine. I think it's like it's like a little outclassed. Pathfinder at like 3 experience looked kind of silly next to Heroic X in terms of movement efficiency.
No, you had to have an enemy in play like anywhere, pretty much.
Yeah.
No, it actually costs 3 to look at 3 additional cards,
Oh,
3
okay.
experience.
That's whatever.
Yeah.
It's one less of that. It costs 2 now, effectively.
I don't know. I think it does just occupy like some strange headspace where it's kind of like, who wants this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you want it because you need it to fight with, then you're really bad at fighting and you don't want to be spending your XP on guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like probably pretty okay in like Winifred, I guess, because like the difference between 5 and 3 is like pretty okay, but you can kind of make 3 work without it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also just like with the 3 experience buy the bow.
Yeah.
Just infinitely easier to
Yeah.
find.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one I think is like, it's the niche of its existence is the fact that you can shoot at their evade.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which is not worth 3 experience.
Well, sometimes
Just
maybe.
look at telescopic sight and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shed light's like, whatever.
Yeah. I think it's fair. I think it should have been 1 XP from the get-go.
I should make the other one too as well.
Yeah.
Same match.
So just put exploit weakness up there too.
Yeah, why not?
All right, and those are all of our chained or unchained cards. So we have now mutated cards, which is where the meat and potatoes of this is. This one's pretty simple. Hypnotic Gaze and Banish
okay.
are now just symbols. They go
Okay.
with like
Go
ritual
with
candles.
their upgraded version.
Yeah, to have that. So all the other ones too
Yeah.
that like now just care about symbols. Nice and simple, easy.
Why doesn't Sixth Sense and Wither get an upgrade?
I think they should give it to Wither.
Yeah, but not 6.
That's it.
They wouldn't give it to just one, not the other.
No,
It'd be
they wouldn't.
confusing.
Yeah. All right, and then we have these cards. Persuasion, Interrogate, no longer required to be a humanoid. You can interrogate a gug. You can persuade a conglomeration of spheres.
It doesn't make these cards good.
No.
No, but it makes them less bad.
Yes, less bad.
Yeah, I mean, like it literally does, but
Yeah. And it's also here probably to help the rogue investigator for the new expansion.
well, that's how you know it's a good design.
Yeah.
You need to retroactively buff old cards to make it viable.
Or more so just the fact that like give them more tools, like a parlay that doesn't just like have like this narrow target you need to shoot through, right? But yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I don't like that really. It takes away from the cards don't make sense anymore in what you do.
I
You can't parlay with a shut off.
No, you can.
Yeah, you can now.
You can with the cards. The cards do it.
You
And
can't.
you're wearing fine clothes. They appreciate it even more.
I am like, you could try, but it'd be like, well, maybe if it was like, it could be anything, but also why is Persuasion not like that? I just want to shuffle your deck. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean like.
Yeah,
it
no,
would
I
be
get
very
it. I
good.
get it. It's like more difficult. You get +1 difficulty if it's not a humanoid or something.
Well, if it's not humanoid, it probably has horror value because he's not just trying to hit you with a bat full of nails or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, also as well,
Why
like
not be, though?
I think we've left kind of the whole like the flavor resonance of being able to like interact with creatures when like they had the existential riddle come out and you can like get a Gug confused. You can be like, hey Gug,
I don't think that's very hard.
why 3 + 3? Why 3 + 3 = 9? You're like 3 + 3 don't equal 9, and then he just gets aloof for the rest of the scenario. I mean, yeah, I do respect the flavor dissonance, but I also like the idea of talking to a whippoorwill just for fun.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, like it's also just nice to see some of these unloved cards
Yeah.
like get literally anything.
Yeah.
Just print more humanoid enemies.
They did a lot. There are a lot of them. Yeah.
Then print more.
Yeah. But I mean, like, even then, it's just like, it means that now these cards are like always on, right?
Yeah.
Which is better than like, I mean, once again, the cards aren't good. It's just making them more on. All right, next one here. We got David Renfield. So he's been unchanged, back to 0, but now his ability says to a maximum of 3 resources.
Oh, my dogs have more abuse.
I think this is a...
What?
It's a pretty reasonable change, because, like, you know, most of the time, you're just going to, like, not... Like, for the people who want to go crazy with David, play Untabooed. For the people who just want to play David again at level 0, like, 3 is usually where you get anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a very reasonable change for him.
Like, 3 is, like, sick, I got to do this.
Yeah, exactly, right, yeah.
Not even to be expected all the time.
And, like, still even good with Ash Can't Be. Like, even if you just stop at 3 and you're just getting an emergency cash, like, 3 times out of him, that's still very good, right?
Put more Doom on him, though.
Pardon?
Yeah, just, like, keep putting
You can
more
keep
Doom
putting Doom
on
on
him.
him.
Yeah.
Just be like 5 Doom, 3 money.
Yeah. So you can
6
still
Doom,
do
3
your Dogs
money.
of War abuse, you just only get an emergency cash out of them each time.
It's not the same, man. It's not the same.
Yeah.
I'm mostly just happy to be able to play this in level 0 decks,
Yes.
decks again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically just the same old David we had, just, you know, how we played him at this table, not how the Runers played him.
Yeah.
Not gonna call out all you Runers out there, but... Speaking of Runers, we had someone else redeemed from the Runers, and that is Jeremiah Kirby. He now just his ability reads max twice per game.
Wow.
Easy. So it's like if you played each copy of him once, they both trigger, and no more.
What do you mean I can't sleight of man this guy?
I need to borrow your Kirby's.
Sure, sounds good.
Maybe Gas Revelation ain't where we want to be anymore.
Yeah, I don't think it's picking up the weight in your deck, is what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe it's not quite what we're trying to do anymore.
I like these ones more than, like... I mean, the Dr. Rook one... Sorry, the Mr. Rook. He's not a doctor. That one makes sense. Like, I think it fits for him. But I think this is a nice change to no longer have the card just be chained to be, like, a stepping stone to get to. And you can actually have him at 0. And if you're just playing him, like, as, you know, most people play him, great. And the Runers get to just, like, you know, suck eggs for a bit. It's nice. All right.
So good in this deck. I have 2 hard cost cards.
Let's go. All right. Next one here, we got Daredevil. I love this change. So it's just now, instead of shuffling the weakness back in, you draw them. Which I think is just like, it actually now feels like a Daredevil. You just do crazy shit. It also buffs the card because you can, like, draw the weaknesses when you want to, right?
Yeah, it also makes the card, like, not feel god-awful on
Yes.
level 0, where
Yeah.
you're like, sometimes I commit this and I discard 2/3 of my deck, and then I shuffle all 3 of my weaknesses back
Yes,
into my deck, and anyway, my next 4 turns are gonna suck.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be a nerf or a buff or what?
It's just a change. Just a change. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it just
I
makes
didn't
it
think
feel
could be
better.
changed, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like the change because I feel like I didn't enjoy playing Daredevil. It was there just to be into the next version of it, and this means that I actually now would play Daredevil 0 and, like, run it longer and not need to, like, just be like, this is just here, you know. I like the change, and it's also just like, it actually now feels like you're being like a Daredevil as opposed to just milling your deck and then fucking up your next few turns.
I think it makes it worse, honestly.
I think it makes it better.
I can see the control over drawing your cards, but, like, if it's part of your, I guess then, like, its niche is you're abusing it to draw your weaknesses when you can do them, and that's kind of all it does.
Well, I mean, but that's also, like,
No,
the
it
big thing about
commits 2
Mr.
cards to a
Yeah.
skill test.
Yeah, no, like, it does literally do
That's
that,
the
but
thing that it says it does.
Yeah.
yeah, but, like, you're spinning the wheel, like, put such a big hole when you use it that, I don't know, maybe it depends on
Yeah,
what
if
weaknesses
you
you
don't
have.
have any skill cards in your deck, maybe this is not the card for you.
Well, yeah,
Because you get to discard your deck, draw your weaknesses, and then shuffle it all back and take a horror. That's, like, not good.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think just, like, being able to pull out your weaknesses when you... I mean, that's a big part about Mr. Rook. I mean, yeah, you get an extra card on top of it, but...
Yeah, I think, like, if I'm not trying to abuse it to get my weakness so I want to, this card is, like, much worse in my opinion, but...
I think it depends what the green skills in your deck look like.
Yeah, definitely.
What you're trying to do with them.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'd probably still play a Winnie, but...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard to
I don't know.
argue with cards that just draw you a card, though.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah.
No, I think this one's still also like pretty okay in like Kaimani,
Mm-hmm.
where sometimes you're just like, I want to get to a really stupid foot number.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And play this in Carson and discard your deck.
That's cool.
You can't actually do that, but
Yeah, you can't play rogue
because you
cards.
should be able to, but you can't.
No, you can't.
Yeah. Sweet. All right, next one here is Trish Scarborough. It just now can evade elite enemies with her ability.
I would like to redraft.
I think that's just a reasonable change.
Yeah, that's
It's-
pretty fair.
Yeah, yeah. Easy peasy. Good job, Trish.
Yeah, like I wish they would be a little bit more consistent on like what you could evade automatically.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the ones that require you to pass a skill check should always evade no matter what.
Yeah.
Just say that elites can't automatically be evaded.
Yeah. I think that's...
Yeah, I mean, like I think like things like stunning blow. Stunning blow is fair. I think that's
Mhm.
fine. But I also think that means that like the red whiskey bottle
Mm-hmm.
should also be able to evade elite enemies because it requires a punch test,
Definitely.
like against that enemy.
Yeah.
So like I think this is fair because like you don't have
Just
to
wish
you
there was
don't,
more
you don't even have to
consistency for it.
test.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish that like
Yeah, if Stunning Blow can
just
do
like
the whiskey
yeah,
should
just
do
like they
it.
kind of
Yeah.
would like work the
You know,
same.
if
sort of.
wishes were fishes, we would have a well-fed game, Bryn. And the rules
We'd
would make
have,
sense,
like,
but they fucking don't.
Innsmouth too by now.
Yeah. More Innsmouth,
Yeah,
please.
for
More
sure.
deep
I wouldn't
ones.
mind Innsmouth too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like more fishes.
Yeah,
so.
more fishes.
I
Yeah.
would like more fishes, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Ancient Covenant, it's now only when you do it.
Yeah, that's
Good.
fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
And then Geared Up is now only can play 5 assets. You can't just play them forever.
I mean, that's still like it doesn't change too much.
Yeah.
I still don't like the... I still think that you should like have to finish resolving this ability before you can resolve any reactions.
Mhm.
I think you should be able to nest them, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That would require more of like an engine fix than a card fix, but
But it's. I think this one's also just kind of like like everyone remembers the time when you get like 12 and you're like that was sick, but
Yeah.
most of the time you're hitting 5 and you're like that was sick. You know, you're still
Yeah,
happy
like, I
with
mean,
5.
if you get to play 5 and they cost 1 less each, then a lot of the cards you played cost 1,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and
That's just a lot of.
like they're not great.
or the cards you played were Schaffners.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the
No,
cards.
you can't do that.
You can.
No, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What investigator can play level 0 blue and red
No,
cards,
no.
Travis?
Any of them
Wow.
that can
So
play
many-
red cards.
Yeah, any blue ones that can play red cards or any red ones that can play blue ones.
Yeah,
Wow. So you mean that those investigators exist?
yeah.
Wow.
It's actually like
You mean like Will York and Tommy Muldoon?
I'm gonna say it's actually probably a majority of investigators.
Wow.
Not by much, but I think it's over 50% can probably play these together if you really want to.
I mean, Parallel Daisy's helping on that too.
Yeah, I mean like the whole like being a blue and like being able to put the one Schaffners in your decks is like bad, like really bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it, but you could.
You could. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Actually, like pretty. Yeah, just get a
For the
versatile
one eye,
into
you're
his
like,
Schaffners.
"Oh."
Yeah, let's go. All right. I think is the next one the last one? No. Max twice per game on burn after reading. Yeah, easy. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
No, how am I gonna beat standalones without trying?
It's true. They were talking about standalones in it. I thought they were going to also taboo it in standalones just for like a, do it, but they didn't. But I mean, honestly, if you take burn after reading a standalone, you're kind of a butt, like
Just a little bit.
just
You
kind of
clearly hate fun.
yeah.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
this like a max twice per game? Is it like a global thing?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Like-
is it global for like
It's not
massively
for dot-
multiplayer?
Probably not, because they're
Yeah.
separate games, I think.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Just like, and then, could someone actually email that to a ruling to them? Because I'm pretty sure they
That might
would.
be
They
relevant
would
for
like.
us.
They would like kill that person. They would send a hitman. They would go on like the dark web and like get a hitman.
Bold of you to assume that Asmodee doesn't already have.
It's
one
true on
staff.
staff. Yeah. All right. Research notes. You can now spend 3 evidence per round. 2
Sure.
on its ability. Oh, they also FAQ change knowledge's power, so it doesn't work with this anymore as well. because there was also the FAQ change, which is also relevant for research
And
notes.
knowledge is power, man.
Yeah,
Forbid it.
I do think that it would be nice to just forbid it, but
Or like mutate so it only ignores like action costs or something. I don't know.
that is what the FAQ changed it to. It only ignores action
okay.
costs now. Yeah.
That's fair though.
Yeah. Yeah. Simple. I actually have not played with research notes. I've not seen anyone play with research notes. I've heard it's good, so I assume that this makes it less good, but still good. So that's probably good. I don't fucking know. All right. And I'll bring you just real quick.
No, that's good. That's good.
All
It's a
right.
yellow card, but doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't-
And then I think our last one here is a card that we've never played. I mean, as a group, but so Powerword like basically got gutted. So it's now a test brain 3, and if you succeed, you get to give it a command. Cower was taken off of the card and moved to the upgrade card at 1 XP cost, and Mercy, the healing damage or horror, has been removed from the card.
Yeah, okay.
I don't like this card, so I honestly would just be happy if it got forbidden just to take it out of the game, because that's just me being petty. So I don't. This one, I'm just like, okay.
I mean, like, I also don't like this card for similar reasons. I don't like the Runic Axe. It's probably worse, just because there's so many decisions you can make with it in certain cases that, like, it makes the game take forever.
Yeah.
No. You just know what you want to do.
All the time.
All the
It also, like, does a similar thing to what Cyclopean Hammer can do, in Key of Use, where your players don't matter.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely.
like there's more Key of Use than the Cyclopean Hammer issue, but
But similar kind of thing,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
you're the flex, you show up playing this, your monster fire's like, good, I don't do anything. Can I kill the enemy? And they're like, no,
Yeah.
don't do that.
I'm gonna.
I mean, like, I would do that as spite.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah, like you don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
I came here killing me, so then I'm killing them. Oh, but my power word will be less efficient now.
Yeah. No, it's to me just like yeah, it's just a like for a card that seems like flavorfully so exciting mechanically, it's just like it kind of just dilutes what I want from the game. So I'm happy to see it fucking gutted like a fish.
You didn't want to attach it to one of the spawn
Oh,
because they're not elites in the
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
yeah. And just do
Just like
have them do your
have them
bidding.
run around like.
yeah. Sweet. That's the taboo list though. Those were all the changes.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it was a good one. I like them freeing our ally friends, so we actually have some, variety for you.
Yeah, I want to play with it for this campaign. Not so I can play Courier, but so that Bryn's Investigator is worse.
What?
I mean, if I get a vote, I would love to buy higher ed at 3.
And Pathfinders are cheaper too.
Pathfinders are cheaper too. Yeah. That's good. I mean, in all fairness too, with Trish, most of the enemies I'm evading are my weakness and like a random enemy that shows up. I like to use the clue ability. I think a free clue is
Yeah,
pretty
if you show
exciting.
with Trish, that's usually what you're there to do. So.
Yeah. So I don't think it matters too much, but that's
No, I agree. I don't think there's very rarely an elite enemy that you have to fight over multiple rounds that also exists on a space with a clue.
yes, yeah, exactly. What do you think, everyone watching at home of the Taboo list? Let us know down in the comments, and otherwise, have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a good one, and as always, GG's.